We are now joined by Martin Truex Jr., driver of the number 19 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota and the Busch Light pole winner for tomorrow's Goodyear 400. We are now going to open up the floor to questions. If you have a question, raise your hand and we will get a wireless mic to you. The floor is now open.
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. Is momentum a real thing? Like, I mean, when you have confidence and you feel good, you come to a racetrack and you feel like, hey, we can win any given week, does that actually tangibly give you some kind of advantage on the racetrack?
It's so hard. It's so hard to know, but it feels that way. You know, I think it's just a matter of everything coming together with your team and kind of like, you know, our cars are fast. We're executing. We're making good decisions. Things are coming together lately, and it feels like momentum, but it's really just things coming together. It's a lot. It takes a lot to, be running good at this series at this level consistently. And I think when just all those things come together, it's momentum. But it's also a lot going on behind the scenes, not just some crazy thing that falls out of the sky.
You guys feel like you're on like this giant upswing, not just the win, though. Not just the win either, though. I mean, you look at your results for the past 5-6 weeks. You're leading laps. You're running up front. You're qualifying well, and then you look at the slate of tracks that are upcoming. Do you feel like this is a really good stretch for you, where you guys can kind of assert yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I felt good a few weeks ago about that. Knowing that we had some good tracks coming up. I think the first 6-7 races of the year maybe it was a little up and down for us, but we could see that we had speed. We could see what we were needing to do, and felt like we knew what we were capable of, and then. Went to Richmond and felt like we probably should have won there and ran ourselves out of tires. And then it was nice to just get it out of the way at Dover, get a win. And then last week at Kansas, felt like we had a shot at winning again and had some damage mid-race that kind of hampered that. But, overall, just qualifying well, feeling like we have speed everywhere we've been lately, all different racetracks. And the team just across the board doing a good job. It's fun to come to the track and be fast.
We'll go to Ben and then Mike.
Ben White with the Fayetteville Observer. Martin, this might be a little difficult to put into 1 or 2 minutes, but here goes. The impact of Richard Petty on and off the racetrack all these years. I mean, he's brought a lot to NASCAR. Can you just kind of give me your thoughts about that?
Yeah, it's hard to put it into words. I mean, but yeah, he's the king for a reason. He's the man at everything. He still is. I think all of us, when we still see him, we're like, you're kind of starstruck. I mean, he is the king, right? And it's amazing to see, to think about how long he's been around, how long he's been doing this, and that he's here still all the time. I don't know. I think when I retire, I won't be hanging around the racetrack every weekend. Like, he's just given his heart, his soul, his whole entire life, his family, everything to NASCAR, and it's really special, something to see.
Mike Hembry, NBC. How has the new car changed how you race at this track as far as setting up passes, thinking ahead to doing that? Is it different very much or not?
Not really. No, I think it's really, really similar to what we've done here in the past through different cars and throughout the years, since basically all the way back to the repave. It's changed every year, but similar. It's just this car is more difficult. It's more difficult to run fast behind a car and to run faster than the guy in front of you, specifically, if they're running the same line. So it's very challenging, but it's really the same thing. You got to be patient. You got to try to figure out and hope they're running somewhere different than you are, which typically isn't the case. But, if you're able to move around a little bit, it's helpful.
We'll go back there to Pete.
Hey, Martin, being here at Darlington, honoring the 75th greatest drivers, I mean, does it seem real that you're part of it? You really haven't been in the sport all that long, considering some of the.
Feels like I have.
Yeah. What is it like to be honored like that? Midway through your career.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm midway through, but it's unbelievable, honestly. I just think back to when I moved to North Carolina to race, for a living, and just thinking about that, and never expecting to have the success that I have, and to still be here doing it is amazing. to be on that list is incredible. Again, I'm super proud, super humbled, and thankful to be on it. And that's something that'll I'll take through the rest of my life. So it's very, very special. It's a huge honor, and looking forward to. They're doing something before the race tomorrow with it, so looking forward to seeing what that's all about. It should be a lot of fun.
Right there to Mark.
Mark Garrow, PRN. Next week we go to Wilkesboro. How much are you looking forward to that, and how big a deal? It's been the most talked about race, going into 2023, and just how big do you think it's going to be, and how are you going to feel about being there?
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. I mean, I've never been there. I remember watching races there when I was growing up. So, for me, it's going to be neat to race on that track that so many legends of the sport did, and remembering back to races from the past, what it was like, and then thinking about the asphalt is still that old, and it's going to be pretty crazy. Trying to keep up with the late model races and things that have been going on there in the past year to just try to understand it a little and think about what we're going to need to do or what it's going to be like for us. But I expect it to be fun. All-Star race is supposed to be a lot of fun and something different, something unique, and I think it will be. I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Any more questions for Martin? All right. Thank you, Martin,
Thanks.
and good luck tomorrow.